Hi, Shishir Gupta ji.
Hi.
Very nice
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. And actually, I was waiting for asking you many questions about it. So, I'm from a startup called as Gully Trends, and actually, we are building a fashion ecosystem. So, we are already working on a bootstrap thing. We have bootstrapped our startup 1.5 years ago, and just running around. So, we are looking for fundraising. So my question is to you that how fundraisers will be looking for a seed investment. So because we are looking for seed investment and we have a MVP product built already, we are in the traction phase 2. So I need a suggestions from your side how to look around for that.
See, lot of founders have this myth that seed is the first round of investment. Okay, seed is not the first round. Seed is the first institutional round. That means more than $1 million when we receive from a VC. And VCs are not the first check. VCs don't invest generally, uh, as the first time investor until and unless there is a proven track record. Right? You must have heard about a company called Indved. They received huge amount of funding just because of Ashish Kashyap, who was the founder of Go. Right? So when he started another business, obviously every VC was dying to back him up, right? And there is a lot of money, but not everybody is like that, right? So
Yes.
not everybody is like Ashish Kashyap. So a lot of people, they have to show first. So if you do not have a history of exits of successful businesses, then you need to go to angel investors first and then ask for some amount of funding, right?
Okay.
And that amount you have to utilize, and that is called pre-seed. No?
Okay. Okay.
After the pre-seed, you can approach VCs, and that is called seed. Now, for pre-seed, it is before the revenue, it is highly difficult. But we have created an idea stage funding model also, right? Wherein
Okay.
we are showing you, we are investing 1 crore rupees in 3 stages. So first stage is 10 lakh rupees is coming to you from investors, 10 lakh is coming in terms of services from StartupLanes, and co-investment, not just services, but co-investment also. Because we understand a lot of people, they don't have the initial set of funds for, affording this pitch deck valuation and projection, which is expensive. 75K is the price. So we have uh, created a model wherein we will co-invest with you. All you have to invest is 17,500. The rest of the amount is coming from StartupLanes. We will make all your documents and everything. We take
Okay.
a bit of risk on your behalf and we take you in front of the investors. First investment will be coming is 10 lakh rupees from the investors. Rest is coming from StartupLanes. Approximately 20 lakh value will be given to you. And from that money, you need to utilize that fund and show some, you need to, get some kind of revenue. Whenever you have revenue, another set of money will be released to you. Some, I think we have created a 25 lakh or something that will be released more. Then 55 lakh rupees more will be released when you come again with 5 times of the revenue. So suppose you built an MVP, you got 20 lakh rupees, then you had revenue of 10,000 rupees per month. Let us take an example, just 10,000 rupees
Okay.
per month. You get another 25 lakhs, total 45 you got, 55 will be given to you when you get 5x of this 10,000 revenue, that is 50,000 rupees per month. Whenever you do 5x, you take another 55 lakhs and then you are ready for the VC funding, or maybe you can raise another angel round from StartupLane. That is how this goes on, but you have to get revenue and make the product ready within this initial funding which will come to you.
Shishir ji, actually, my products are be ready and ready to launch, and we are just looking for the operational things, which we spoke around with the money projections on before this one. So Rahul Sharma has asked. So we have done with the financial projections and all. We are ready with the pitch deck, and we are looking the funding for the functional operational things, as we are talking about the marketing, acquiring the customer sales, and the marketing perspective. So our funds will be utilized in that fund,
So
because we
that
are
is
not only.
okay.
Yeah.
See, there are only two models at StartupLanes. One is
Okay.
idea funding model, wherein it is an incubation, right?
Okay.
10 lakh we are putting, 10 lakh investor is putting, 20% of your equity is gone, 10% to the investors, 10% to the startup lanes. This is one model. Another model is revenue model. So when you come to us, you need to have revenue, and we directly give you a demo day date, and you directly go in front of the investor, raise fund, right? For both these models, projections and valuations has to be done either by StartupLanes or through an authorized agent of StartupLanes who knows what to do, because we do not accept any other method of valuation, and we do not accept any other method of projection. We have created this system so that we can give highest quality to our investors, and that has resulted into 100% success rate. That means every week we are funding startups. Every week, every Saturday we do a demo day. After we made those changes, every week we are able to, and earlier we were taking 5, 6, 10 startups in a day. Now we only give chance to one startup. It is good to have more quality, right? So they are getting funded, and that is how we are getting on 100% success rate. That's something which is good. Everybody can relax about that. If I get through this demo day, they will definitely be funded.
Okay. So the 20 lakhs which we are talking around, that would be any kind of deadline that this amount is used only for, should be done with 3 months, 6 months, or it depends upon the revenue projections which we are planning around. The financial projections.
That amount, as soon as possible you can utilize it. The objective is to hit the revenue as soon as possible, and the bigger objective is, obviously, we take only those startups that can hit, that can become unicorn and hit the IPO within next 5 years, right? So this is business for us also. We expect to make at least 100 crores from just one investment of 10%, right? That means your company will become at least 1,000 crore, right? That is what we are trying to do. We cannot take n number of startups. The maximum capacity that we have is, to have 10 startups in a batch. We are not taking so many startups. So this batch, maximum we are taking 10 startups, right? Already more than 100 applications are with us, but we have a unique tendency. We don't reject anyone. We always allow them to come back to us, right? So we are the only zero rejection platform in India. We don't reject anyone. Everybody can come back, unlike others. Once rejected is gone. So if one idea is not working, then also you can come back with another idea, right? It is all about experimenting. We believe that people who want to experiment, they will always become successful, because nobody knows the future, right?
Yes. So Shishir ji, this 20 lakhs funding which you are giving depends upon what could be the things. I mean, it is an equity based or convertible equity based, or what kind of model?
No, this is equity based. This is 10% equities investors are taking, 10% equity StartupLanes is taking, right? This is, idea is yours. You run the show, you drive everything, you will hire your team, everything, right? And this, like the stages are given, this is 1 crore of funding in 3 stages, right? You complete those stages, we will release the next funding to you, right? And only important thing for us is, like I told you, whether this idea and the team can take this, make this big, whether we can hit the IPO, make it a 1,000 crore company in next 5 years or not, right? Because our objective, the vision of StartupLanes is to generate 1 million jobs. So when our incubated companies become big, obviously more employment could be generated. So from that core vision, we want companies to become big. Anybody who is saying that I will be highly profitable is not our first priority. Our first priority is any company coming to us that will generate more jobs for the masses, and in terms of revenue, it will become big. Not in terms of profits. It is good if it becomes in terms of profit as well, but profit is not our core area.
So any advantage if we have DPIIT recognition?
Can you tell me an example? What is Vvip recognition you're talking about?
DPIIT, Department Promotional Office.
That is something, a formality. Everybody gets this DPIIT recognition. So, and this is also not required as of now. It's only required at the time of funding. Once you get the funding, this is for tax waiver. There is no other advantage except, some advantages in terms of when you file for patent and trademarks and all, that you get some discounts in the fees. But the same advantages are for MSME also. If you get, and that recognition you get in 1 hour. Udyog Aadhar, right? So
Udyog Aadhar, yes.
I really wish government must have created something very good for this, but unfortunately, it does not add any value at this moment. Maybe later on it will add a lot of value. Right now, this is just a number count for the government. This is what appears to me. I may be wrong, but this is what I have evaluated.
Okay, last question, hopefully. So this funding, as you said, about 20 lakhs, and the equity dilution is 20%, right?
This is not just 20 lakh, this is 1 crore funding divided into 3 phases, right?
Okay.
So you can't just take 20 lakh and grow yourself, and 1 crore is just one part of it. We need to keep on funding you because that is how our equity valuations will grow, right? So objective of an incubator is to make sure that the valuation of the investee company grows. So we might be working along with you in suggesting you the right path, the right kind of digital marketing companies, PR activities, helping you in your product development. Depends wherever the support is required, and it's in our own benefit to help you, support you. When you grow, automatically the entire ecosystem of SL will grow.
Yes. So it's a kind of win-and-win situation where the 1 crore, the dilution will be 20% equity. That's it, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 10% for StartupLanes and 10% for the funding
for the
fundraiser, for the investor who is fundraising it. Yeah. So to get to those things, it is mandatory that the amount which you're telling about the 17,500 should be done, because we are already done with the pitch deck and these things. So we wanted to show you that, if possible, if we can get into another call.
I do understand, and I do understand. I respect your emotions. I respect the value, but we have the data points with us. So in the last 1,000, I'm talking about 1,000 data points, 1,000 pitch deck evaluation projections, we have found that this is not everybody's cup of tea. And they come up with something vague, which is a wastage of time for both. And then if you get a wrong map by the Google, right? If you get a wrong map, you will go to wrong places, right? So
yes.
Always get the right kind of map. This is what we do. All good things comes at a price, right? It cannot be free. Anything which is free, you should doubt it, because ultimately there is something wrong in it, right? Nothing comes at free. There is no free line. What we are doing is we just have 5% profit margin. I'm telling you openly, in all these things, we are spending from ourselves, right? Out of this 75K, we are investing on you, not just because of your idea or something, because we believe in our people. We believe that India is on growth now. Who will fuel that growth? Who will take this growth story ahead, right? People like you, me, everybody, we have to do it together. We will not become America like this, right? We have to generate more services by selling iron ore and all those resources of the country. You can never ever become successful as a country, right? So for becoming successful as a country, we need to sell services, not just to our country, to everywhere, to all. More of our objective is to find out digitally scalable companies which can do digital marketing, more of automized, technology based, does not hamper the environment. So those are some values and data points we have picked up, and we are really confident that we can make those companies big unicorns and hit the IPOs, and that's about it. So once you are with us and you have the good idea and passion to take your company ahead, I'm sure together we can make it big.
Sure, Shishir sir. So I mean, so I'll get in the process so that I can at least I can go it further, and we can talk around with the investment. So because I mean, as I said, we have done with our market research everything from past 1.5 year to get some results out of it. We have done some great pilotings. We are not only looking for a smaller market in the nationwide, we are looking for an international market. So the the results consist of from the international market itself. So as being a fashion ecosystem, as you know, man, we want to bring a huge thing out of it. And as you said, the point that you want to generate more number of jobs, we are generating a lot of jobs out of it. And also we are taking a new concepts and unique points out of it, where people will really liking it for sure, because our piloting results make it sure that virtually we are making it happen rather than the physical which will be there. So hopefully, I mean, the next step would be, as I said, I mean, we wanted to get in touch with the process which you're telling us. So last point, sir, I mean, how about the NDAs? I mean, any point for that? Signing an
NDAs
NDA,
with
something like that?
the investors you're talking about, NDA with the StartupLanes.
Yeah, both of it, if possible. Well, just a
Yeah,
question from my side.
I'll tell you, it's not a very good idea to go for NDAs with the investors, and
Okay.
not a very good idea to go with NDA with the incubators as well. But yes,
Okay.
we as a company are happy to sign up any NDAs, but don't ask NDAs for investors, because those are all verified investors we have, right?
Okay.
They don't. Idea has to be honest. I'll tell you, ideas don't have any value.
Yes.
And you might be feeling surprised or shocked. I had the Facebook idea. A lot of my friends had the Facebook idea. Even before the Facebook was in building. Even before Orkut, there was a company called MySpace, right?
Okay.
And I, along with few of my friends, we were working on this idea, and a lot of millions of people were having those ideas. Only Mark Zuckerberg was successful because right thing at the right time by the right person, right? So that's important. That was Mark doing things. Maybe it was the time of Bill Gates, or it was the time of Steve Jobs doing things. Nobody knows. Same idea executed at the wrong time by wrong people becomes really unsuccessful. And this has happened. I launched Salah for You, my first startup in 2001. That failed badly, very, very badly. And the same idea executed by other companies at a different point of time got highly successful. A lot of funding happened. Practo is one of the examples. So Practo, Lauratos and all, So my idea was Salah for You to aggregate that time in 2001 all those services online. But it was way ahead of the time, right? So nobody knows. Ideas don't have actual values until and unless executed at the right time by the right person, right? It is also important in the right market also. If you start selling non-veg in a colony of Naurangpura, Ahmedabad, where people are mostly vegetarian, nobody will buy it, right? So you need to right people, right time, right proposition, and the right market. This fit has to be there. So, and nobody can copy the idea. And one more thing I'll tell you, one more thing very important. It is better to copy the ideas from West which are successful and bring that in India, right? And instead of being very unique, it is always profitable and always more scalable if you bring in Western ideas to India. I'm telling you the truth. And scale it up and then bring new ideas to life. Because the first person who said this earth is round.
Yes. Yes.
So the person who said this earth is round, he was hanged to death. Nobody believed him.
Oh, we got
yes. So it's very
so basically, sir, I'm just
things to life. It's very difficult to bring in new things to life if people don't know about it, and you eventually spend marketing money explaining things that this is important for you, this is something which will work. So better to disrupt. That is what I wanted to tell you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so actually, I'm just connecting the dots. I mean, I'm not totally not going to the unique points of it, but I'm filling the gaps between the customers and the vendors or whoever it may be. You are still in the physical mode. They're not into the virtualness of it. So I'm just connecting the dots. I'm not reinventing any wheel. I'm just adding the spokes to the wheel. So that's the reason I don't want it to be very unique, because reinvention of a wheel is very hard to say, I mean, sell it outside. So that's the reason I'm
Exactly.
just adding the spokes to the wheel, which is already there and running around. So that's the reason I choose fashion for that, because it is a daily need for everyone, from a kid from 5 to 60 years. So we focused more on the things to connecting the dots, not reversely but forwardly, where we found a lot of gaps for a lot of things in the fashion which people have seen physically but not virtually, where they can get it done. It's like a Monday where you get everything. It can be ready-made customization, everything you want. So that's the reason. I mean, I'm very focused on these things only. I don't want it to reinvent the wheel at the start of my stage, because I know it. I mean, it is very hard. This is my second startup. Actually, I have done a e-commerce for the Mera Mandi for a Kirana one, so which we have sold to one of the bigger groceries in 2016. So this is a second startup which have been my idea been running from past 3 years, and at a stipulated time I've done whatever the research we have and what are the things process. Everything is processed now. So that's the reason I was very confident looking for a fundraiser, and I was eagerly waiting to talk to you also for the last
And
couple of
this is
days.
about what, fashion?
Yeah, it's totally fashion ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, by the way, my second startup was Fashion for India.
Okay.
Right? That also failed.
Yeah. So
I
that's the
did
reason.
20 years ago. I did fashion designing, and
Okay.
I was excited. I was a techie and doing coding, so I was excited about making. And that time also, it was ahead of the time, and that
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah. Sir, then you will be attached to this fashion designing concept, sir. So because I mean you're already done to it. So
Yeah.
basically we are handling the traditional way and the technical way also. We are handling both of the things. We have the traditional techniques and we have the technical techniques also. We have an artificial intelligence tool which we have developed, like 3dlook.me or Netillo. We are getting the body measurements, 22 body measurements with just 2 photos. So we have inbuilt in our app too. So technically we are handling, as well as traditionally also we are handling both the things. So that's the reason I'm telling it's a fashion ecosystem where
No,
we can get
it's very
everything.
good. In fact, and AI is also my area. I used to
Yeah.
do AI when it was not called AI. I worked on neural networks
Okay.
98, 99.
Okay, sir.
So computer speed was slow those days, but I have been into this since long. Very good. Good to talk to you,
Sure,
and
sir.
really appreciate. I really feel excited to talk to you more about this. Definitely,
Sure,
we
sir.
can discuss more. Okay.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot for your time.